you think about the advantage that the internet provided consumer insights professionals, that was really just predominantly around speed. I mean, you could argue price maybe, but I really think it's the biggest benefit has been around speed and accessibility, but predominantly speed. And so, you know, it used to be the case that we had to intercept people in malls in order to get them to complete a survey. And now we intercept them in their inboxes to functionally get the exact same thing done. Early 2000s, you know, surveys, online surveys, very much just were copy and pastes from whether they're interviews or mall intercepts. So there really wasn't anything unique about it except for the format, the place it was being done. Our industry is dealing with the same problems that we dealt with 20, 30 years ago. One of the biggest points of waste is unstructured data in consumer insights. If you start decoupling that framework, you think about, well, what is an actual survey? And survey instrument is quite literally just a conversation at scale. Nobody speaks in Likert scales. We don't talk about, hey, on a 5-point scale, how Lenny, much do you like your coffee? You know, and instead we have a conversation about that. And so what this technology does is it enables us to actually have a conversation that we can then have a highlight reel created for us that is very actionable.
You know, the internet enabled quantitative research to happen at scale from the survey standpoint, but qual was really limited primarily because of the back end, because of the analytical aspect of it. It was still incredibly labor intensive. There's two components. There's the text analytics component, which, you know, is fairly standard to kind of get to themes and clustering, et cetera, et cetera. But what blew me away early on in using this was the ability to interrogate the data, to ask for a summary. And it wrote a summary, you know, and it was pretty damn good. The opportunity there to decouple from the survey potentially, right? In some instances, but certainly to scale qualitative research, to scale discussions, to scale organic conversations with people now and to do that with thousands of people, not just a handful, and to efficiently process that on the back end to get the same efficiencies we get with creating tabs off of data within a survey platform. That is game changing. The opportunity, if we combine that with other technologies that we've seen, and we'll use text analysis as an example, that get into emotional affect, right? Not just sentiment, but actually to try and understand the emotion and the states of mind that are occurring within that textual conversation, voice analytics, all of those things, the opportunity to really unlock immense value in conversations, whether it's via text or voice, is I think it's amazing.
I mean, obviously, I'm disagreeing in terms of how big. I mean, it's not. I mean, it's big, but it's not as game changing as the internet, at least in my mind, if you will. And then, obviously, I think Lenny brought up like a super interesting point around like summarization, realistically, right? I mean, that's one of the. I mean, it does a lot of things, but at least that's one of the things that I feel at least is kind of at least massively like from a productivity perspective. Like, look, you can summarize an entire transcript, for example, or summarize an entire blog to, the five points. And that's how I think the AI is going to like really kind of like, evolve, is really around like an assist model, right? You're trying to do something and that's just going to make, help you do whatever you're trying to do at an exponentially faster scale.